best comment made this weekend. I can't wait to play Bristol City next weekend. Nothing against Bristol or its fans, but my God, how I detest Liam Manning. The scent of revenge is already in the nostrils, and it smells so fine. And we've got 5 very eagerly anticipated Yellows fans to not only to discuss about their ascent to the Premier League, but see what they're going to happen this weekend as they meet Liam Manning for the first time since he walked out on them a little over than 9 months ago. Welcome to Where Yellows Walk. It's the quickest and most comprehensive review of all things Oxford on the internet. Welcome. Welcome back, Robin, Connor, Sam, Blake, and Barney, and thank you to you two for watching. Please do drop us a subscribe if you haven't done already. This is fast becoming one of the quickest growing Oxford podcasts on the internet. We're so glad you're part of it. Robin, you're going to the Premier League, some of the other pods say. Are you dreaming yet?
Well, it's hard not to. I think we're just 100% going to do an Ipswich, aren't we?
Absolutely. In fact, our Ipswich Town fan was on earlier saying exactly the thing. All right, then on this episode this week, what are we going to look at? We're going to cast our eye back to Stoke City. You have got your first manager the sack, so congratulations on that. Left backs, we're going to talk about the best left backs that the club has and what your view on that particular position is. And I'm going to ask all of you to give me the name of the most unsung player of the month for August. We already know who most fans would choose, but who's the player that's gone under the radar? So we'll jump into that straight away as well. We're also, of course, going to review social media, and on top of all that, we've got a Bristol City fan to talk to as well. So let's jump straight into it, shall we? Robin, we will start with you. What impressed you most about the Stoke game?
I think it was the game plan. I think what happened in the first half is that Stoke came, to be honest, they looked like they came for a draw. And they just sort of chased us around while we played it around. And I think they just tired themselves out. So then in the second half, we just took full advantage of that and knocked the ball around well. And we played very impressive, and everyone to a man was brilliant.
Connor, the word energy was used by our Stoke fans saying, look, Oxford have got tons of energy. Just a question, are you concerned that this is sustainable? Because you are playing with a tenacity, you are playing at speed. Is this going to be sustainable over 46 games?
I don't see any reason why it shouldn't be. I think we've got the players to do it, especially Ealing in the line with Mark Harris. He's an absolute dog up front. And then also as well, Thar, how well we press, especially through our wide men, and then how when they do tie and when we do drop back, how well we are covered both defensively and in holding midfield. I think that we can keep it going for 46 games. I see no problem.
I think many would agree with it. Barney, Des was saying that this is some of the best football that he has seen. Is this some of the best football you've seen at Oxford?
Probably tactically, yeah. I have to say so, because it just seemed Des got everything right and the players just knew what to do, how to stop Stoke, and then how to win the game.
What have you learnt, though, Barney, from the home games? I mean, are we allowed to say it's a fortress if it's only got 3 sides?
I think you probably could this time. But for now, I think it's just the fans. I think it's the energy around the club at the moment. The fans is that we're here and we're doing it and we're playing well. I think it gets to the players as well, where they can just carry these games now. Okay.
Blake, who surprised you the most in terms of player performances jumping up from League One to the Championship?
Well, Kieran Brown was very, people were unsure about him, but he's just been probably one of our best defenders this season so far. And even Sam Long, he's been written off again, and he just keeps performing at a brilliant level.
Sam, the bubble's going to burst at some point, isn't it?
At some point, yeah. Look, we can't get ahead of ourselves. You know, obviously talk about the Premier League is all fun, but you know we all know the objective is to survive, have another season in the Championship. Long way to go. But if we looked at those first 5 games and when we're going to get 9 points, I don't think a lot of people would have thought we would. And the performances at home have been really strong. The energy of the players there, the ability to kind of dig deep and find that extra bit of something, especially after the Coventry game that was heartbreaking, another late loss against Blackburn, and then to find it to also going behind early against Preston, to then get back-to-back wins against Preston and Stoke to establish championship sides is a very, very good thing for the squad.
My fear is now that teams are not going to underestimate you anymore. I think Stoke massively underestimated you. I think to somewhat degree. I think Norwich did too. So there's certainly tougher challenges awaiting. But let's take nothing away from the job that Des and the team are doing so far. Let's have a look at social media then. As you can, crikey, I don't think I've found any negative stuff at all this week. Robin Isaac says, great result from the boys. Not a single foot put wrong by anyone today. I thought Kyoso and Lee were particularly outstanding. Cam is all right there. Just talk us through about Kyoso, what he gives this team, Robin.
He gives a lot of strength at right back. I think he's very strong, and he gives us a bit of extra pace as well. He has got a bit of speed to him, and yeah, he's been a welcomed addition in the last couple of weeks, definitely.
Absolutely, from the glimpses I have seen, that's very true. Connor, brilliant performance, says Kieran. Fullbacks and Dembele were outstanding. Moore won absolutely everything, and Ruben made the difference when he came on. Up the bloody Ox. Dembele getting a lot of love again. We seem to mention his work rate every single week on this channel. Are you falling in love with Dembele, Connor?
He's got sparks flying. If he carries on performing like that, Josh Murphy will be a long distant memory.
Who?
Exactly.
No. And finally, Barney, Nicholas says, in terms of the captain returning, you won every header, cleared at multiple corners, lovely challenges. When we looked open, he was there to intercept. I absolutely love Elliot. He just quietly goes about his business, no fuss, no bother. And his partnership with Brown is flourishing. Do you jump on board with all of that, Barney?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, for me, it's probably two of the best centre-backs I've seen at the club, at least since non-league days. I mean, they work so well together. I just don't feel nervous if I see people running at them. I feel like they're going to win it.
I don't want to change gear here now, but it's time to talk about the next game. Blake, when the fixtures were announced, honestly, after the first game and Christmas, was this the one you looked for next?
Yeah, it probably was, to be fair. But the way they're going, hopefully if we can beat them, he gets sacked. That'd be the dream for us.
Well, it's nice. It must be nice for you guessing that Liam Manning is under pressure at Bristol City. Has not been the best start for them. Let's bring in your opposition then, and let's have a quick chat about this revenge game this weekend. We're going to welcome Sam from Where the Robins Walk across the Terrace Talk Network. Welcome, Sam. We'll come to you in a second. But Sam W, our Oxford Sam, just walk us through that period of when Manning upped and left you, because it was very much kind of he'd set Oxford up. He had a way of playing. He'd brought his team up. It felt like he'd really elevated Oxford, and then he ran away. What was your thoughts around that time when that happened?
Well, I think we need to put in context kind of where we were when Manning came in. Obviously, we'd just been through 5 years of Carl Robinson, 13 games. I think it was slightly less than that without a win. We were hovering around the relegation zone, and we wanted this, fresh young manager to come in, save us, and then take us forward. And he did that. We saw some brilliant performances. There was the amazing 4-0 win against Cheltenham at home, which, was Murphy's only good performance of that season. And then obviously, the game against Forest Green that kept us up. He got backed a lot in the summer, obviously bringing in lads like Harris and Ruben, and obviously all the loans he wanted. And then for him to up and leave at that point in the season, obviously we had the international break coming up, so it gave us a little bit of time to get the manager in. Obviously, ended up being Des, but it was just a fact kind of left us in the middle of the season when he became in such backing and I can completely understand leaving for a championship job. But all the indication he and his assistant gave was that they would remain with Oxford for the rest of the campaign, and they went back on their word.
Robin, does it still jangle with you how he left?
It was a kick in the teeth because he sold the project, is what he kept saying. It was always going to be a long-term project, and he sold that to the players that he brought in, the board when they interviewed him, and then obviously just up and left. But it obviously turned out for the better because Des is a phenomenal manager.
Okay, Sam, you've heard all of that. Bristol City have really pillaged Oxford, not just for Liam Manning, but staff and players too. So they are coming with some sort of vengeance this weekend at a point when, Manning's under pressure, isn't he?
Yeah, 100% he's under pressure at the moment. I think there's a lot of Bristol City fans that are willing to pay for a taxi back to Oxford for him at the moment.
That was my next question, really. Where are the Bristol City faithful in terms of their support for him? Is it 50-50 yet, or have we gone past that point?
I think it's waning even less than that at the moment. He was backed heavily in the summer, and he's still playing players out of position. He's got his team now. They're just underperforming at the moment.
You described it on the channel yesterday as a stubbornness, an unwillingness to change certain players in certain positions. Scott Twine being into a 10, for an example. Connor and Barney, do you recognise that as a feature in Manning when he was with you, a stubbornness and willing to change things even when things are glaringly obviously wrong?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Just no plan B ever. Luckily it worked, but we never had a plan B, you could tell.
Yeah, but it was also, you could also tell that it was unsustainable the way that he was playing, because at some point, we didn't get battered. I don't think we got battered when he was there in that season when he left, but I think that it was going to come at some point.
I think the closest thing was the Cambridge game opening season where
Cambridge
absolutely turned us over. It was only a 2-0 loss, but for a first game, we just never look like threatening. There was no change to the game plan.
Obviously, we did get back in the Cup 5-1 by Bristol City that season as well, of course.
Yeah.
Okay, Sam, in terms of this weekend then, if he loses, is he gone?
I think there's a lot of fans calling for his head at the moment. I mean, personally, I think it's still a little bit too early. I know you Oxford boys, you would love to put two managers out of a job in 2 week succession, wouldn't you? Especially being Manning. But I think he's got about 10 games, I think.
Okay, all right. Blake, in terms of Oxford, let's focus on them for a second then. Never change a winning team is the old mantle. So presumably the starting 11 against Stoke go into this one, or does he need to make any changes because it's an away game and you haven't yet shown the same mettle on the road as you have at home?
I think he'll keep the majority of the same team. The only issue is if Brannigan's injured, then someone else will come in. But we've been good at home winning the games. They don't look that great, Bristol, so go again and hope for the best.
Okay. All right, then. Let's get some score predictions. Sam, you can take it for Bristol first.
Well, it's one of them games with badly out of form. Oxford's on good form coming into the game. I would expect them to beat us, to be fair, but it's a game where we could turn up and go and put 3 past them and win 3-0.
You're just not making any friends here, Sam. All right, Sam, other Sam for Oxford, give us your prediction.
I'm going to go with a 1-0. If Brannigan is out, we've got a ready-made replacement in Idris El Mazouni. I presume Room would then come back into the lineup. Look, Bristol City's results, the past two, are not indicative of where their squad is in this championship. I'm not going to say they're freak results, but they're much better than those performances. However, I would also say that our away performances, though we haven't picked up any points on the road, we probably should have against Coventry. One misplaced back pass from Will Volks, is all that denied us a point. And then obviously Blackburn, we were much better than Blackburn in the first half, but then they grew back into it in the second. So, we've shown that we can do it on the road, just picking up points. I'm going to go for a 1-0 just based on kind of the performance yesterday. Very professional. And I'm hoping, and fingers crossed, it'll be Liam Manning's last game as Bristol City manager.
Okay. Anything being planned for Manning in the away end there? Got some plastic snakes? Anything like that? Any of you?
I think there's a couple of things, yeah.
There'll be a few snakes, I think.
Okay. All right. Sam, Bristol City fan, thank you very much for joining us. We'll let you toddle off. Good luck of the weekend. We'll certainly be. This is a 3:00 game, isn't it? This one. It's not been selected by Sky. I'm surprised at that.
On TV.
So yeah, not on TV. Shame on you, Sky. All right. Thanks, Sam. We'll let you toddle off. For the rest of you, let's have a look at left backs.
Good luck, everyone.
Right, okay, so we have you've got far more listed on transfermarket.com than I think actually can play in that position, but in terms of left backs, Robin, who's the best left back for Oxford that you've seen so far this season?
Well, Bennett obviously started the season very well, very assured. Very, very good player, but if Greg Lee plays like he does every time that he did at the weekend, I can't see Bennett getting his place back in when he's back in the new year.
Connor, do you agree with that?
Yeah, absolutely. Lee was immense. Carry on doing what Greg Lee does at the weekend. Should have had he should have had a goal as well. The second goal in the second game.
Yeah, absolutely. This doesn't seem like an area of concern to you. There's lots of other teams where this is a big position of concern, but Barney, left back, looks like you've got this covered for the season.
We've got 3 players who can play left back. We've got one on loan we can recall in January, and Jack Curry. I think left back is probably our strongest position in cover.
Absolutely, yeah. I think we'd all agree with that one. Next week we'll look at right backs, and I'm not sure we'll have the same sort of similar conversations on that one. So join us for that. The August Player of the Month was probably very difficult for Oxford fans to decide on, so we are going for the Oxford Player of the Month who's unsung. So cast your eyes and memories back and put in the comments below who you think this should go to. But Blake, we'll start with you if that's okay. Which player has not had their flowers?
Like I mentioned earlier, Kieran Brown has probably been an unsung player, but to be fair, none of our players have really been unsung. Everyone's had praise here and there because they started so well. Okay,
one for Brown. Sam?
I disagree with Kieran Brown. I think he looked a little bit shaky yesterday, but that's kind of been his only bad fault. I'd go with Idris El Mazouni. His start on Saturday was well deserved from his few minutes he got in the league, and obviously a couple of appearances in the cup. He's been absolutely phenomenal, and just the way he plays on the ball is superb. And I'm so glad we got him for just 400k.
Bargain. Robin, you next.
I found it a really difficult question because everyone's performed so well, and everyone has actually got their flowers, really, from whether it be fans or the club itself posted appreciation posts. So I did find the question difficult. I'm going to have to probably maybe go for Jamie Cumming just because he just looked solid and assured at the back.
Okay. Connor, you can choose any of these we've already heard or your own.
I'm going to go with Sam Long. I didn't give him a hope and health chance, if I'm honest, in the Championship. I thought he was a average League One player, and then he just kept on getting better and better in the past few seasons, and he stepped up. So kudos to him.
Okay. And finally, Barney?
I think I have to go Sam Long as well. It seems every single league he just becomes a better player. So now I'm really hoping we get to the Premier League.
He'll be an England international then.
Absolutely.
Going to become Cafu at this point.
Yes. Look, you're above Leeds. Have you taken a photo of? You must have taken a photo of of the league table. Whether that'll be the case at the end of the season remains to be seen. But look, let's just enjoy the start for what it is. It's a brilliant start. Let's just not worry about what's going to happen come May for now. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you all for watching.